Hello, this is Eldoric The Guardian Tank here with a quick tutorial video on how warriors are going to be generating rage in the Mist of Pandaria. And it's very important to understand that this has gone back and forth. Ghost Carl's latest comments lead me to believe that what we have now in the beta is going to be what you're going to have come the actual live version of Mist of Pandaria. So it's good to know. And it's also not exactly clean cut. You have to know a bit here and a little bit there to understand how everything adds up to your total resource gain over the course of a fight. First thing I want to talk about is in defensive stance. When you're in combat, you're going to generate one rage every 3 seconds. So you have a passive amount there being generated. Now some people say that, oh well, that's barely anything. Trust me, a little bit here, a little bit there can add up over the course of a fight and help you. So it's there, it's good, there's no reason to scoff at it. Of course, then you have your shouts. It's going to produce your 20 immediate rage. Good to have. Know it's there. Pretty clean cut. Now what I'm going to talk about is Shield Slam. Now these are your primary abilities that generate while you're in the attack. Shield Slam, 15 rage in defensive stance. You're going to love it. You're going to use that on cooldown as much as you can. Revenge, same deal. 10 rage every while you're in defensive stance. Very good. You want to use that every time it's off cooldown. Devastate gives you the ability to refresh your Shield Slam, and they do that through Sword and Board. Sorry, it took me a second to find that. And it also increases the generation of rage by your Shield Slam by 5. So it makes it 20 rage. So you really care about that. Here's where it gets a sliver on the dicey side. You have the Enrage effect. Now, for Protection Warrior, when you critically block, that enrages you, and you generate 10 rage. It also increases your physical damage by 10% for 6 seconds. That's great. That's dandy. It's always good to shell a little more damage, but what you care about is that 10 rage you get there. Also, Berserker Rage has the same function. It's basically a forced enraged state. Now, if you hit it, boom, I get 10 rage immediately off of that. And it functions exactly like you're going to have this other enrage. You just need to critically block. So it kind of intertwines a few things in there to make your overall stats work together. You have a lot of mastery, well, you're probably going to be getting enraged a whole lot. Or if you end up having a lot of offensive ability, and you can constantly hit and land with Devastate, then you're going to have a whole lot of shield slams and you'll get rage that way. Theorcrafters will work out what is the best setup. Just understand that is how you're producing rage. Now let's move over to the dummy and actually try that out. So I'm going to charge in. Your charge, of course, gives you 20 rage. That's great. I'm going to go ahead and do a shout. Now I'm up to 40 rage. I'm going to go ahead and Shield Slam and then Revenge. Now, as you can see, I pushed myself up. I'm just going to let it tick up. And you can see that adding up together for those 3 seconds gain 1 rage. I'm going to go ahead and use a shield block, a little active mitigation go in there. Use my free swipes. I'm just going to try to maximize my rage generation here. Now, I can't critically block. Obviously, the dummy isn't hitting me. But I'm going to go ahead and force a Berserker Rage. You can see that's how it would work. Boom, just get that extra rage and then spend it. And work through it. So that's what you're looking at as far as rage generation. Again, it's not hard to understand. The problem is you're getting a little bit from a whole lot of places. Just remember, primarily, you want to worry about Shield Slam, Revenge, your Devastate, refreshing your Shield Slam and giving that 5 extra rage. You really do care about that. And then that passive amount you're getting every 3 seconds while you're in combat, just from being in defensive stance, is very good. And then finally, that Enrage mechanic. Every time you critically block, you get that Enrage while it's going on for 6 seconds, and that just gives you 10 free rage, which, of course, everybody's going to want because it makes you the cool kid in school. And I also used a Horde character here. I have people sometimes complain that I only use Alliance character, because all my characters are Alliance, because that's what I play, but on the beta, you can make high-level guys and just kind of use them. So here, you get a Night Elf, a Blood Elf Warrior. Huzzah.